Alright, so you're thinking about buying an is300? This is going to be the most reliable car you've ever owned. This car will not give you any problems. If you take care of it, change the oil, regular mains, change the brakes, timing belt, all that good stuff, you won't have any issues. Is it worth it? Or is it not worth it? This car comes with a straight 6-cylinder, 3.0 liter, naturally aspirated engine, and it's a fabulous motor. Super quiet, super reliable, doesn't burn oil, doesn't burn coolant, any of that. It's a great engine. Alright, important things you need to know. One, it's a rear-wheel drive car. It will not be good in snow. Number two, if you want to find this thing in manual, you're going to have to pay a premium. It's very hard to find in manual, and if you do find one, you better snag it up, especially if it's for a decent price. Keep in mind, it is a 17-year-old car, depending on what year you get, but it's an old vehicle. They do make newer ones, but I'm assuming if you're looking at these, you probably can't afford a new one, just like myself. Okay. Another fact some people may overlook, alright? If you find this car with these wheels, I believe the proper term is the sport cross wheels, but either way, they came with the sport version of this car, and they're actually valued a little more. I ended up trading my old wheels, which are the 5-spoke wheels, for these. So, and I did add some cash on top of that trade, so I didn't get it. It wasn't a clean trade, but yeah, and these also have some curb rash on them. But regardless, if you find it with these wheels, they actually have more value than the other 5-spokes. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're looking for this car. If you're looking for a sports sedan that's pretty quick, sporty, you know, this is your car right here. By all means, this thing is not quick at all. Let's take it for a quick drive. Another key topic, no pun intended. These keys are very poorly made, right? You see how mine is cracked up here? It's hard to tell, but that is the start of this key falling apart. So this is my second key out of owning this car for 6 years, and my first key fell apart on me the first year. Basically, I just waited 5 years to replace it, but this metal part fell off. This metal part separated from the actual key fob on the bottom. So I had to manually open the door and make sure these two things were together. So it split right here, right in the middle. The air conditioning on these things are super good. It'll freeze your ass off, that's for sure. We gotta turn it off though, because we're trying to get maximum horsepower here. The 2002 models and newer actually came with limited slip differentials, so keep that in mind. That actually makes them worth a little more, and a lot of people forget about that. So let's see how fast it is. Not too bad, right? Yeah, these things came with 210 horsepower out of the factory. That's what they claimed. By no means is it a fast car. You know, that probably looked like I was driving normally from the outside, but it felt quicker in here because it got a little louder. But you know, you can't get everything. You can't get everything you want. It's an old car, so we gotta cut it some slack. We gotta be nice to it. I'm gonna tell you another secret. This car is bad on gas. It's not good. I probably average about 16 miles per gallon. Now I do also drive kind of like a maniac, so, but besides the point, it's not good on gas. Me trying to drive normally, like a normal person, I'll probably get 17, 18 if I'm lucky. But if you drive on the highway, you can probably get 19, 20. If you do that, then man, tell me how, because I've tried and I cannot do that. One downside for me, if you drive on the highway, it's a 5-speed, so in 5th gear I feel like the RPMs are a lot higher than they should be, or than they could be at least. For sure, I know that if you have a 6-speed driving on the highway, I mean, you could be going at about 2,000 RPM, but I mean, I'm not even reaching 50 and I'm above 2,000 RPM yet, so I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that, you know, you might want to keep in mind. One thing I love about this car is you can turn traction off right away. Look at this, traction on, traction off, traction on, traction off. Then a lot of the new cars have like 5 different buttons before you can turn traction off. Pushing the clutch, turn the dial to the left, push this button for 5 seconds, look to the right. It's just, you know, it just takes forever. Alrighty. Making a quick pit stop to Target. Okay, I'm back from Target. Okay, a few other things you should know. 1, with any manual transmission car, make sure the clutch is not slipping. It's pretty common for the is300 clutches to not last too long. Mine hasn't been too bad, but I've only had the car for about 30,000 miles. So I haven't had any issues. Mine is not worn evenly. So when I engage in first gear, the whole car shakes. So that's just uneven wear. I honestly, probably from doing burnouts or some shit. Also, as always, do your due diligence. Check everything on the car, the service records, the Carfax. Make sure it has a clean title. Make sure it's never been in an accident, or at least a minor accident if you're okay with that. Personally, I'm not, but you know, if it's in decent condition for a good price, then obviously it's worth it. All right, here's a bonus item for you guys. Usually there's a first aid kit in here. I don't have one. Another thing is, let me get all this junk out of the way. This car should come with one of those jacks right there, a few wrenches, a screwdriver, and that jack twisting thing right here, and also a tire iron right there to change your spare tire. And also underneath this is a spare tire, if you can see it right there. I'm not gonna take this whole thing out, but you can take my word for it, it is there. Another obvious thing, make sure all the lights work. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but if you don't look at it, you may be too excited looking at your car, you may miss it, you know. Make sure the brake lights work, the turn signals. Another big thing, make sure there's no gaps between the doors, and make sure they all look the same. See, like right here, if you can tell, there's a slight gap here. That looks a little interesting, but it's because I got hit in the front here. Some jackass hit my car and fucked up my hood, and they bent my hood, so it's a little crooked, but I don't want to spend the money to fix it, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Well, all right guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you're in the search for an is300, I hope you found this helpful. Good luck to you if you're out there buying a car, or this car in particular. This video also applies to any other car. Obviously, I focused a lot more on the things that an is300 has specifically, or that you would look for an is300. So yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe. I'll keep in touch, guys. New videos coming out. So talk to you guys next time. Peace.